Socotra, locally known as Saqatri, is a Yemeni island in the Indian Ocean. Situated between the Guardafui Channel and the Arabian Sea, it lies near major shipping routes. Socotra is the largest of the 6 islands in the Socotra archipelago, as it comprises around 95% of the landmass of the archipelago. It lies 380 kilometers, 205 nautical miles, south of the Arabian Peninsula and 232 km, 125 nmi, east of the Horn of Africa. The inhabitants of the island are called Socotrans, and they speak Arabic and Socotri. Socotra is home to a high number of unique species that are endemic to it. Up to a third of its plant life is unique. Due to the island's unusual geography, it has been described as the most alien-looking place on Earth. The island measures 132 km, 82 mi in length, and 42 km, 26 mi, across at its widest. In 2008, Socotra was recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The island is under the control of the Southern Transitional Council, SDC, a United Arab Emirates-backed, pro-presidential leadership council, PLC, secessionist faction in Yemen's ongoing civil war. 5. The SDC seized control of the island following a coup in 2020, ousting the local authorities and establishing its own governance. There was initially an Alduin lithic culture in Socotra. Alduin stone tools were found in the area around Hadibo in 2008. 9. Socotra played an important role in the ancient international trade and appears as Dioscoridu, delta iota omicron sigma cap omicron upsilon rho, Oda delta omicron upsilon new letter 1 FC6 sigma omicron sigma, meaning the island of Dioscurides in the periplus of the Erythraean Sea, a 1st century AD Greek navigation aid. The Hawk Cave contains a large number of inscriptions, drawings, and archaeological objects. Further investigation showed that these had been left by sailors who visited the island between the 1st century BC and the 6th century AD. The texts are written in the Indian Brahmi, South Arabian, Ethiopic, Greek, Pomeran, and Bactrian languages. This corpus of nearly 250 texts and drawings constitutes one of the main sources for the investigation of Indian Ocean trade networks in that time period. In 880, an Aksumite expeditionary force conquered the island, and an Oriental Orthodox bishop was consecrated. The Ethiopians were later dislodged by a large armada sent by Imam al-Salt bin Malik of Oman. 12. According to the Persian geographer Ibn al-Mujawir, who testifies having arrived in Socotra from India in 1222, there were 2 groups of people on the island, the indigenous mountain dwellers and the foreign coastal dwellers. There were large settlements of Indian traders from Sindh and Balochistan. Ibn Hawqal, a 10th century history chronicler, mentions Socotra in his book The Renaissance of Islam. He mentioned it as a prominent source of piracy, statting, "The island Socotra in particular was regarded as a dangerous nest of pirates, at which people trembled as they passed it. It was the point d'appui of the Indian pirates who ambushed the believers there." Middle Ages. In 1507, a Portuguese fleet commanded by Tristão de Cunha with Afonso de Albuquerque landed at Suc and captured the port after a stiff battle against the Mara Sultanate. Their objective was to set a base in a strategic place on the route to India. The lack of a proper harbor and the infertility of the land led to famine and sickness in the garrison, and the Portuguese abandoned the island in 1511. The Mara Sultans took back control of the island, and the inhabitants were converted to Islam. Among 19th century visitors to the island came British celebrity explorers Theodore and Mabel Bent, and their party, from mid-December 1896 to mid-February 1897. 70. Prior to the construction of the Socotra airport, the island could only be reached by a cargo ship. The ideal time to visit Socotra is from October to April. The remaining months usually have heavy monsoon rainfall, making it difficult for tourists. Flights also usually get canceled. The island lacks any well-established hotels, although there are a few guest houses for travelers to stay during their short visits. The island received over 1,000 tourists each year until 2014, which has since been affected by the Civil War. Tourism to the island has increased over the years as many operators have begun offering trips to the island, which Gulf Today claimed will become a dream destination despite the country's conflict. In May 2021, the Ministry of Information stated that the UAE is violating the island and has been planning to control it for years, running illegal trips there for foreign tourists without obtaining any permission from the Yemeni government.